Yeah, that's $1 million question. It's very tough to say because the changes on the one hand, they're supposed to benefit the end user, right? I mean, we all want to be in a privacy-centric world. We are all a bit careful with our data. However, the industry for a long time has been, I would even call them the user-level data junkies, right? I mean, the gaming is the most sophisticated part of the mobile apps. And the issue is that once you start creating your game based on those insights and they're taken away from you, it creates a certain issue. So I think to answer your question, it's still a great space to be, but it became definitely more challenging. So there definitely is a way to outplay these new changes that are coming from Apple and also from the whole ecosystem. I would say my two recommendations for the mobile developers is first and foremost, your data teams should really work close with your marketing teams. Before, they were working in silos. Now I would say it must be one organism. So basically, marketing should be data-driven, and your data analysts, your data insights should help a lot while building your game, your product. So that's the one way. Second of all, use the most significant and basically state-of-art products, like for example from AppsFlyer, to understand how you can measure holistically your paths. Because user acquisition right now left just the common channels like Google and Facebook, and they go into a bit less explored areas, let's say influencers, web-to-app flows, or even QR codes. So this is definitely something that we'll see a lot in the future. Yeah, fighting the changes for what are happening from the platform side, I always think it's a bit like David and Goliath fight, right? But we definitely see some developers taking a stance. I think the most famous or recent one is Epic against Apple. It's actually ended up in a court where Epic said, hey, we don't want to pay 30% tax for all the in-app purchases. We want to be a bit more independent. And we see that more and more gamers are following the suit. And I would refrain from saying that, you know, Apple are the evil corporation or bad guys. They are capitalists. So I think as long as there's enough noise that developers make, that we in the industry are raising our concerns, Apple will hear us out, because in the end it's also important for them to retain those games, those developers, and the ecosystem they've built over the years. About maintaining the user privacy, especially in the recent years, I'm an optimist. But I say we have a lot of work to do as an industry, because I think the main issue is that a lot of our end users didn't understand actually why they should consent to all those cookies, the ATT prompts, why they should give the data. And this is partially that's our fault actually, that's the whole industry fault, because we should educate the user better. So what do they get for the fact that they actually are sharing a certain data? Of course, I don't mean the personal data. This should be always private. But for example, you're getting the free products, state-of-art games, you're getting a personalized ads. So basically, if I'm interested in a sport shoes, I see the sport shoes ads, not something completely irrelevant. And I think things will change basically as the users will see that, okay, maybe the things that we are getting out of the games, out of the apps, are not as relevant as they used to be. They will say, okay, that's a fair deal. As long as there's no my personal identifiable information shared, I'm fine with sharing part of this in exchange for the benefits in the ecosystem.